How do you think Europe's move to try and reduce the availability of pesticides will have in terms of securing future food supply?
Well, it certainly won't help, because if you're going to reduce the number of pesticide and fungicides available, then you can't always produce the crops you want. We did manage to get a few saviours in there saying that if there isn't an alternative chemical, member states can get a form of derogation. But we mustn't look in two different directions. One direction saying produce food, the next direction saying you can't because of reducing pesticide and fungicide. The worst thing about the legislation, in my view, is that we are now gone from a risk base to a hazard base. Now, many of these chemicals are hazardous, but if used properly, they are fine. Salt and bleach in the house is also hazardous, but we use it in a way which it doesn't cause harm. So we do have to be careful with this legislation. But I hope that in the end we can reduce pesticide use and fungicide use, but not reduce production too heavily, because otherwise we rely too much on imports and we don't satisfy our food demand.
Next week, or actually this Friday, starts a week without pesticides, which is, as you know, something recurrent every year. What's your opinion on this kind of activities and of initiatives?
Well, I mean, if you have a crop of potatoes with blight, then a week without pesticide or fungicide would be a week too long. Probably this time of year, with most crops, you can get away with making sure that it will be no use. But this is the trouble when you start making gestures, because farming is a practical business. Diseases and pests attack crops at will. They don't wait for a fungicide, pesticide-free week and say we won't eat or infect the crop that week. So, you know, we do have to be careful with these things. We do need to produce food. We do need to have an environmentally friendly food policy, but don't take away the tools that farmers need to farm properly.